I have never in my life claimed to be a tactical genius. However, I feel like I'm pretty decent at coming into a team, taking a look at who's there, and being able to have at least a general idea of what we're going to do tactically. With FC Den Bosch, not so much. Now, I was trying to figure out, and by the way, welcome to another episode of Off of the Bottom. I am Mr. Cellophane. We are in Season 4, Club number 4 that we are trying to save from relegation. It is Den Bosch in the Eredivisie. And I was trying to figure out why it seemed so many of our players they just weren't ready for prime time. Well, I found my answer taking a quick look at the team history. While they were in the Eredivisie for a very brief period of time in the 2036-2037 season, most of their time has been spent in the second flight, having gained promotion for a second time since 2020 at the very least, just this year. So they are a newly promoted team. The Blue-White Dragons have a lot of work to do. Now, I was taking a look at their schedule as well, just to see where they came from. By the way, just the one win on the season came in the second week against Sparta Rotterdam. And then a couple of 1-1 draws, 3 losses in a row, including a couple of clean sheets against, then a 2-2 draw against Willem II, before their current run of 8 in a row in the league, plus a 2-0 loss in the Cup in the first round. God, that was pathetic. They did start the season running a 4-4-2, where they found their 2 strikers. I don't know. Recently, they went to a 4-2-3-1, which, as you can see, wasn't really quite working. So naturally, we're going with a 4-2-3-1. It really was the formation that suited the number of players we have best. Now, we have made some changes. I did take a little look at the squads that have been used over the last couple of weeks. Falcone hasn't been playing every match. Peterson hasn't been playing every match. Varmoltz has, but he has typically been paired with Nestor Oviedo, and frankly, they don't really have a very good relationship. So we have decided, at least in the beginning, to go with Yeli Korman, the 28-year-old. Not the most talented guy in the world. His heading ability isn't the greatest, but he can get in the air, and that may be all we need. His last club was actually Molenbeek in Belgium. We're also going to be starting Jendrich on the right-hand side. He hasn't gotten a lot of opportunity there. In fact, he's gotten none this year, but I think he might be the best suited to be out there and pair with Falcone, because Jean-Marie Carré, as you can see here, again, not a good relationship. Van Tigelen, another option. Now, he is wanted by at least one team, and he's got some value to him. He could potentially be the impetus to fund, I don't know, strengthening goalkeeper perhaps. So we have offered him out. We'll see if we have any takers. It's still about 4 weeks before the transfer window opens, so I'm not expecting any activity right away, but hopefully we can get something done. So not unexpectedly, the team dynamics not in great shape, although the team is a fairly cohesive unit. The club atmosphere not so wonderful. Vanya Jendrich wants more game time, apparently promised a regular starter, and as we just saw, hasn't actually played. Yapoku also wants to start more games. I mean, we've got 87 wingers, and they all want playing time. Anthony Mole feels like it's time to move on for a new challenge. We may grant that to him, especially if we find ourselves a new goalkeeper, because he apparently wants to return to Belgium. And our managerial support is much lower than I thought it would be, mainly because we've made several of the players unhappy. We literally just got here yesterday. We do have 3 pieces of good news as we head into our first match. The first is we have 18 games to turn this ship around, and we're only 5 points from safety. Number 2, we're starting off at home, and number 3, we're starting off against the team in 16th place. with only one more win than us. So it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up. So we are hoping that we can add a little bit of structure to the formation of this team for now. Maybe if the guys can't handle that, we'll let them get a little more fluid with their play. If they can prove they are up to it, we're going to try to play high pressing but defensive football, possession-based football as best we can. So shorter passing, going to play for those set pieces because we're pretty good at set pieces. I don't know if the team is any good at set pieces, but we're pretty good at set pieces. So it's going to be Anthony Moal starting in goal. He may want to go back to Belgium, but the fans want to see him start this one, and we are going to agree. We're going to have a back four of Pedersen, Korman, Varmolts, and Falcone. Van Berkel and Maratti are going to pair in the defense, in the midfield, I should say. The wingers are going to be Isidre and Jendrich, with Banusis as a shadow striker behind Mr. Milovanovic. And I hope we can get a win out of this first one and get things off to a fun start, because it's only going to get tougher from here, I feel. Myron Van Brederode is the manager on the other side. He runs a 4-3-3. He also tends to play out of the defense, so maybe we can use that to our advantage. Hopefully our high-pressing tactic is going to pay off. And I know you're going, wow, you're using a high-press 4-3-3, or I'm sorry, 4-2-3-1. How imaginative, but it's really what fits the team. And we get the ball early on. Jendrich looking for Banusis, but Goosen's able to pick that one off. But already starting to show that defensive nature. Meanwhile, Utrecht, 17 matches played. They've won all of them. Winning the league this year would be impossible for pretty much anybody else. They're not even midway through, and they've got a 16-point lead. Valvik in control. Reed playing it into the middle. Dropped for a Balinya. Give and go Lokov in the middle. What a save by Moal. Looks like he was offside, though, so free kick has been given. 3 shots so far on goal. We've managed 2 of them with a robust 0.04 XG. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Cipriano sending it in off of the free kick. Reed wins the header. Plays it across. Cipriano with space, but his shot isn't going to trouble the keeper. No harm, no foul. 25 minutes in, though, we got to show something better. A free kick of our own. Falcone. Jendrich, great first touch. Puts the shot on, but Carl Jalainen doesn't really have to do anything with that. He'll roll it out quickly. Again, working out of the defense. That, my friends, was our best opportunity. I do like when we get a little bit cheeky with the set pieces. Not going over the top like any old schmo. No. We keep it on the ground and rely on the first touch of our player who is making his first appearance for the senior team this year. Yeah, but not a bad first half. Really, when all is said and done, possession tilting towards the way of RKC Valvik. 4 shots to 3 in favor of them. Obviously, their XG is better, but we've done some nice compact passing. I would like to hopefully see us get a little bit more advanced than this moving on, but I can't complain about the start. Let's just see if we can motivate the team for the final 45 minutes of the match. Obviously, we've got things on extended highlights right now, just so we can get a better sense of what the team gives us as Varmolt's in control. Van Berkel will just lay it back as we look to dominate possession early on in this second half. It's kind of been an ebb and flow type game. We had the momentum in the beginning, then it went to them, then back to us, then back to them, which is where it seems to be resting right now. Van Berkel and Maratti each picking up bookings. Not a lot going on as we approach the 60-minute mark. Nice pickoff by Isidre in the middle. Banusis drops it for Falcone. Tucking in. Banusis turns around his man, takes the shot, and Karjalainen kick save and a beauty. Puts it out behind, but beautiful football from Den Bosch on that one. And Jendrich looking to deliver the corner. Can't pick out Varmolts, however, and Reed will look to clear. Probably our best sequence of the match so far. And the team generally looking fairly decent. I would like to pump the possession numbers up a little bit. It's a bit tough in the formation that we are in. We don't really push forward. But so far, so good. Corman's feeling a little apprehensive. Maybe we'll put Oviedo in there. I don't normally like switching up members of my center back pairing, but needs must. Jendrich has looked pretty good, but we're going to pull him off for Van Tiegelen. Isidre is going to come out. And you know what? He wanted game... No, Nico Bessel, he's motivated. I was going to give Yapoku game time because he wanted it, but we can't just feed that squeaky wheel. We do need to do what we think is best for the team. Momentum has shifted our way, but with only 10 minutes left, I'm not sure if we're going to even see another highlight. Don't know if we're going to get a result. But honestly, after a string of 8 consecutive matches lost in the league, a 0-0 draw, to be perfectly honest, that ain't bad. But we do have an opportunity late on in the waning moments. Falcone, Van Berkel, he'll just drop it back to Varmaltz, and that'll be it. So a highlight that was a non-highlight. We managed 6 shots on goal, 2 on target, both better than our opposition. XG even, possession slightly going their way, but I think the beginnings of what we may want to do, and all may not be lost here at FC Den Bosch. I got to say, it is mighty nice to see a color other than red on the team schedule. Now, we've got 1 match left before we take a month-long break for winter. So it's going to give us plenty of time to scout. We'll get some friendlies in as well to try to boost up the morale of the team. So I think when we hit, of course, we got to start off against Ajax, but we're at home. That's a problem for, well, frankly, the next episode. We've got Sparta Rotterdam in front of us right now. They are a mid-table team, currently sitting in 10th place. And we are going to make a couple of changes to the lineup, just as we're trying to kind of figure things out. Also, Jonas van Berkel picked up an injury. So Van Lieshout, we don't have a ton of options in the defensive midfield right now. Maybe something we shore up. Although Avron Melesios is probably our best option right there. He is coming off of an injury, so he's available and on the bench, but we're not going to risk starting him. We did also make a few tweaks to the roles out there, particularly in the defensive midfield. Marati's going to act as just a plain old defensive midfielder on support, while Van Lieshout is going to facilitate things from a more anchor position, which allows... Oh, and Benusis is going to be a regular old attacking midfielder rather than the shadow striker, which should give us a little bit more coverage and a little bit more link up between the midfield and the attackers, which has kind of loosened up our team fluidity a bit. We're going to be a little bit more flexible. Maybe we can get things done. We're also going to get Yapoku a start on the left wing side, just because. Well, frankly, he was complaining about game time, a little concerned about it. We want to keep as many people as happy as we possibly can, and we don't really know what we have in this team yet. So moving guys in, moving guys out, I mean, it's not going to lend itself really to a lot of stability, consistency, I guess, in team selection. But then again, we still have a month between now and the meat of our season where we can really figure that out. Unfortunately, we lose possession, but Peterson able to get it back. So far, again, so good. We've only played less than 2 minutes. But we have been able to not only take the ball away from the opponent, but get it back when we do lose it and force things like a bad pass there. So we take over again. Falcone, though, trying to dribble his way out of traffic. He's got to get rid of the ball faster. Alonso taking it deep, putting it back. Post Montero, what was he doing? We're going to have Falcone dribble a little less. I do love it, though, when the opposition lets us off the hook. Oh, come on. Off of a corner. Yilmar Arizmendi putting Sparta Rotterdam up by a score of 1-0. I mean, again, we don't really know how good this team is defending set pieces. We've just hired a new set piece coach, hasn't even had time to work with the team, just arrived before the match. So hopefully we can shore things up in that month-long break as well. Sparta, once again in control, playing it into the middle. Jovanovic, Korman's going to head it down towards his keeper, but Moal isn't going to get there before the attacker, and it's 2-0. Korman making a terrible mistake on the back line, and he's making me look like a fool for trusting him, but this is what happens when you put guys in that are big and can jump, but don't really know what to do with the ball once it hits their noggin. And more from Sparta Rotterdam. 22 minutes in, Cruz back post. Yilmar Arizmendi picking up his second goal. Oh, wait, the flag was up. The assistant had his flag up along the near side. This one's coming back. So we're only down 2-0. Always look on the bright side of life. We're really doing absolutely nothing. Oh, we won it, though. Banusis feeds Poku. Murati. Banusis again. His shot's going to be deflected out behind. He was offside anyway. Even when we do things right, we do them wrong. Nice attempt by Falcone. Unfortunately, that's going to sail over everything. I thought we would have had an opportunity off of the set piece. Poku carrying it up, playing it into the middle. Murati dispossessed. Juranovic, Angelkovic for Alonso. He'll take a shot. Moal saw it all the way, but couldn't hang on to it. Instead, deflects it behind for a corner kick, which Hamami is going to take. This one's low, though, and Banusis will deal with it and clear. 6 shots to 2. We have yet to hit the target. Falcone again. This time Yendris. Murati, he was offside. Really? I mean, frankly, Yendris should have just turned and taken the shot himself. Montero. Alonso. Those back post headers. Second one of the match. The first one, of course, was disallowed. This one is going to count. And it's Sparta Rotterdam 3. FC Den Bosch 0, and this is most definitely not the first half we were looking for. Volvic and Cambor, the two teams immediately ahead of us, 12 points for each of them, so a 5-point cushion over us at the bottom of the table. I mean, our passing hasn't been bad, but a lot of the decisions tactically that we have made just not really panning out. So let's see what we can do. First, Korman needs to come off. Nestor Oviedo, come on in. I don't care if you two don't work well together. You're going to need to figure it out. Yopoku, anxious, not getting the job done. I liked what we had out of Isidre in the last match, so he's going to come in the second half. I'm wondering now how many I'm guessing we have 5 changes with a 12-man bench. Everything else, I think, is okay. Maybe he'll be better off as a ball-winning midfielder. Falcone inverted like that. Yeah, let's just make him a complete wingback and let him go on the attack. It's what he wants to do. He'll be in support of Yendris, who we're going to make into an inside forward because we can. So we're trying new things. So now Falcone will come up and Yendris will move out of the way, and Banusis will hopefully feed everybody while Miljanovic is poaching his butt off up top, and Van Lieshout maybe will start everything off. I don't know. That's the idea. It's never a good thing, though, when your goalkeeper is also nervous about this second half, and nothing you could say to him would make him feel any better. Falcone in possession, and a very, very quick highlight to kick things off in the second half. Being outshot 9-3, Sparta Rotterdam has more shots on target than we have taken in this match. So we're going to go even to a more positive mentality. Is it going to do the trick for us? Probably not. Are we throwing things at the dartboard at this point? We have been outplayed. And remember, this is the one team that Den Bosch has actually beaten. Oh, picked by Miljanovic. He'll shoot and hit the... No way. Man, when it rains, it pours. Like, I totally thought we had an opportunity. Milovanovic picking it off, beating the keeper. I think the goalkeeper may have gotten a piece of it, but instead of going in, it hits the crossbar, stays out, and there's nothing we could do about it. Rotterdam in control. Van Leeuwen looking to send Jovanovic, Oviedo, Moal. They need better communication. We absolutely need a strong goalkeeper, that field general that you need to have at the back of your formation. Nemias out wide. Solomon, Ngoma runs into traffic, gets it free into space. Jovanovic is in. Moal looking absolutely lost. Jovanovic's 6th goal of the year. 20 minutes remain, and we are down 4. I mean, when it ain't pretty, it ain't pretty. Sofian Barato's going to come in place of Milovanovic. He is frustrated, in danger of being booked. That is the last thing we need. Same thing with Vanya Jendrik. In fact, half of the team is in danger of being booked. But let's go. You know what? Let's go with Van Tichelen. Now, we did get a nice offer for Van Tichelen, which should put us into a positive transfer territory and help with the finances of the team moving forward. We have accepted it. He's still on the market. We'll see if we can get anything else. But Van Tichelen's in. His pass is going to be picked off by Azamendi. And here comes Rotterdam the other way. Alonso. We're just letting them through. Solomon, thank you very much for letting us off the hook in that one. 15 minutes to go. We have kicked things up a little bit. 7 shots on goal. 3 of them on target. Most of the possession, however, is still going the way of Sparta Rotterdam. Frederick Peterson picking up that yellow card he was so worried about getting. And I think we're going to just have to chalk this up to as a learning experience and hopefully find a positive or two that we can take out of this one into the winter break and look to build upon. But right now, this team needs a ton of work. And I think we just need to figure out a direction that this team is going to go in. Who's going to play, get consistent, figure out who does what best, go out there and hopefully win some matches. Obviously, judging from our pass map, going down the right-hand side does work for us. Maybe we lean into that. I don't know, but we do have a ton of work to do. I mean, this honestly may be our toughest test of the series so far, because I think this is the team that we have started. And we're still only 5 points, well, 6 points technically from safety as things stand right now, with plenty of football still to play. It's only December after all. But I think this is the team with which we are starting with the least. The good news is, I've been doing some studying, and if you watch the Twitch stream, you will have noticed, I'm trying to take a little bit more of a Moneyball approach, relying more on statistics than the attributes of a player, because 1, attributes can lie. 2, attributes are just a guideline, and who knows if a player is going to live up to them. But statistics don't lie. Only the people who make them up, but that's a whole other story. So I think what we need to do is take a very analytical approach to the upcoming winter transfer window so we can gain some momentum, shed some salary. Guys who are, if we're getting 4 goals out of a striker making 12,000, what if we found a striker that will give us the same number of goals for 3,000? And that will leave us 9,000 to spend on other areas of need. That's what we are going to do. We've got a lot of scouting to do. We have a lot of planning to do. We have a home month off. We're coming back next time. Ajax at home, Audio Den Haag on the road. That'll take care of the month of January. Hopefully, we'll have been able to make some moves before then, and it will still give us a little bit of time to make some moves after that for the next episode when we hit the month of February. If you've been enjoying the series so far, you're probably enjoying it right now more than I am, but hit that thumbs up. Thank you very much for your support. If you have not done so already, or if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. It costs you nothing except literally 2 seconds of your time. So thank you very much for doing that. And I look forward to seeing you next week, hopefully with a slightly different team here at Den Bosch. Hopefully. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.